Yeah. Boko.
Bro, we in new modes, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. We in that mode, you know if we got a problem, we pull up in that jail. Feel fall on my bros, collected like the colors in the rainbow. All of that talking you did on the net, we know that you only did it for a pose. If I pull up then I get in the tank, I need me like 500K for a show, or maybe more. And I got all of the stars in the ceiling cause we in a row. Yeah, just for the bros, brothers forever, so you know we got each other back. We aiming for gold, sticking together, tell us about the weather, we never slack. Gotta stick to the code. Bro code, we in new modes, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. They know we own. Take off, we gone. Diamonds two-tone. This is our throne.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bro. Thank you, and we have a really great topic today. Yeah, and I want to also introduce two guests. Can you tell everybody your name?
Hi, my name is Kenya.
Kenya, nice to meet you, Kenya.
Hi, I'm Thelma Brown.
Thelma, nice to meet you all. So we got a really good topic today, a juicy one, I think, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this one is going to be. At first, I was going to use the word married, right?
Hold on.
In this topic.
I got an alibi, right?
Yeah.
Man, we got to introduce them the right way.
Yeah.
So let me have it. Let me do it. Which one you want? Okay, I'm gonna do King. I'll do King. Okay. Listen. So on the set today, we have a lady who is a ex-vet. She's a vet. She's a actress. She's a movie director. One of my good friends. She's also partnering up with me on this play. It's gonna be phenomenal. And I had the pleasure of acting with her in one of the great movies written by Miss Kenya Hendrick. We bring to the set Miss Thelma Brown.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Our second guest, man, she out here slaying them on the movie scene, super producer extraordinaire. You know, she putting out these movies left and right, man. You know, like No Limit used to drop them CDs back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Every month, Miss Kenya Hendrick.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Now let's get going.
Go.
So with this topic, I was actually going to focus on the word married in the topic, right? But we're not going to use married, right? So this topic is going to be, why do women in long-term relationships become uninterested in sex? Again, why do women in long-term relationships become uninterested in sex?
We're gonna have married to that too, right?
Slash married. So I mean, if you marry, you're in a long-term relationship.
Right.
So that's already it's in there.
Okay.
You know, so this is for the people that are not married. Maybe they don't believe in marriage. Like we had a show before. You know, your friend was saying, "Hey, I don't really believe in marriage. We're gonna be together. We don't need no paper, right?" So long-term relationship. Why do women become uninterested in sex? Right.
I'll speak from, I guess, from the being married before. I'll speak from the being married standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. So in my marriage, were there times where my spouse, my ex-spouse, was tired, or uninterested in having sex, and there were those times. Mm-hmm. And in that situation, it could have been, or it was, you're raising kids, right? You're raising kids. You're working full time. And sex is emotional, right? Sex, it starts emotionally, the intimacy starts emotionally, and then it carries on into the bedroom or wherever, But sometimes when you have, a lot on your mind or you had a bad day, that could turn into, oh, I just don't feel like it. And that happened. That happened in my marriage. I mean, did it happen a lot? No, but it did happen, So that's just an example of why,
So I'm gonna say this. Because I'm always, when we have topics like this, I'm always the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
So
gotta have one.
So but still, even the past seasons, but when we have topics like this, I'm always the bad guy because my mindset is different from y'all's, okay? I feel like one of the main reasons is because they become emotionally detached, okay? I feel like they become emotionally detached. Mm-hmm. However, okay, my mindset is like this. If you are emotionally detached, from the sexual part, then don't be emotionally attached when you're going through something. You want me to hold you, or you know what I'm saying, when you get sick, you want me to be there for you, and all of this other stuff that's emotionally attached. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the sexual part of it, now you emotionally detached.
I think a lot of it comes with age as well. Like as we get older, it's probably less important. And then you have to understand, like, well, no, seriously, because you got to think about it. Like, if you like together in your, we'll say 20s and 30s, right? Your responsibility level has probably changed, right? By the time you hit like 40.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
30s,
so
yeah.
you're more focused, and it could be contributed to kids, career, businesses, entrepreneurship. I mean, whatever the factor is,
Yeah.
right? So it's gonna be, it's gonna start teetering, right? Does that happen, or is it right? No, but we're human. Sometimes we lose focus on things, right? And we start to place our focus on other things, right? So sometimes we place less and less focus on sex, right?
Ladies?
It doesn't mean that we don't love our spouse or we're not attracted to them.
Yeah.
It just means I got this report that's due.
Ladies?
And that doesn't mean you don't want it.
Right, that's
All
it.
that stuff y'all saying doesn't mean I don't want it. It just
Don't.
means that, like you said, there's other things going on that's more important at that time.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the fact that you're not meeting my other needs. Therefore, I don't feel like giving it to you
Yeah.
because I'm not getting what I need before we get to that part.
Right.
Sex for women start way
Yeah.
before we get to the bed.
Right.
Right.
So if you're not meeting me in the morning when I first wake up with a kiss or hey beautiful, how you doing or whatever to get me ready when you ready to get to that part,
Right.
then we're already in trouble.
Right.
So that kind of hits on like one of my bullet points is that the sex is not good for you all, right?
It's
And
not-
that's
no,
and
no.
that's because it didn't start the right way. Not because, like you said, it starts early in the morning, right? And like for women, correct me if I'm wrong again, is that for women, a lot of times like it's not always about the penetration and all that kind of stuff, right? It begins with the emotional stuff,
Exactly.
and it's kind of like an all day thing, right? So it may not be the right way for you potentially.
Correct.
Well, I think she had an objection to what you were saying.
Because
So
I think the way women see sex and the way men see sex is totally different.
Explain that.
You understand what I mean? Because like you just said, for a man, from what I understand from a man, because I'm not a man, for y'all, sex is I can walk to the door and be like, I'm ready, let's get it.
right.
That's about
We're physical creatures.
Yeah, that's accurate.
we're physical.
So for a female,
not all the
You're gonna have to
time.
talk to me. You're gonna have to talk to me.
You gotta talk. You say you can't just have it like that, right? That's what I'm saying.
Most men are physical.
You gotta work
yeah.
with this.
I'm more
for
emotional.
women, like I said, most women, we want you to lose us. We want you to get us ready.
Yeah.
Show me you care about me. Make me feel like I'm special. Then I'm gonna be all on you.
We want the same thing.
But it don't seem that way.
It don't seem, but it don't make it not.
Right, but you gotta show
boiling.
it to me.
You boiling over here.
You gotta show it to me.
You want me to boil it?
Miss King, what's your take on this?
No. I mean, everybody has really valid points. I've been married 16 years. We've been together
Yep. Congratulations to
going on
that.
21 years. We've been together. So being someone who knows where this level of lack or intimacy or not is, it just becomes, it's a large percentage on the fulfillment throughout the relationship. If we've been together like 20 years, we've had a lot of it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we've experimented, we've had these things, we've role played, we did all of these things, but now that we've reached this maturity level in the marriage, in a relationship, there's other things that make it orgasmic.
Right.
When financial needs are met, emotional needs are met, spiritual needs are met. So the bedroom, the intimacy in the bedroom is we can lay down and watch a movie, cuddle, kiss, and have fun, laugh and joke, and pillow fight, and it is just as satisfying as sex itself. Right. But when you don't have that with your partner, when this person is over here or over there, or mentally there's a detachment or whatever the case may be, women are like, okay, I'm putting all this out there. I'm the mother, the wife, the housekeeper. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm sexual, I'm experiment, I'm spontaneous, and he over there. So we pull back and say, okay, now you have to play more. I'm gonna play less. And it's gonna look like I don't want it. And it's gonna look like I'm not interested. And then instead of coming for me or coming to find me where I am, the attention goes to other things. And now I'm more detached. And now I'm more over here because you're looking at her.
Right.
And you're looking at this and you're looking at that. And so now it just becomes this whole thing, okay, so now we're just separated. So I don't want it. I don't want it because I need it to come with everything. I don't need you to just be hard in the morning. I need for you to be hard for me all day. Like it needs to be, you know, subtle things in phone calls or text messages or stuff like that. Like she says, build me up. But it's just more than text messages. I need the full, just like you need the full. My job is to provide you the full. So when you come home, you like, hey baby, where you at? You know what I'm saying? And
Put
not
it in the garage.
right. And if you don't have that attitude when you pull up, like I'm going, then what are we doing?
And it's so easy to be detached, right? Because the world is so busy, right? I mean, we're as adults, we're so busy in the world. You know, man, woman, man has this on his mind. What's that?
The devil. It's the devil.
It's the devil, man. I mean, it's like, it's so easy, right? And if you don't be intentional about, like, okay, I'm gonna make time for my mate. I'm driving to work. I got a 45-minute commute from work. That's my time to detach from work, just kind of relax or whatever. And then when I get in the house, there's work is at work. And I walk through that door, it's about my mate, So we have to be intentional about that. And if you don't, then that intimacy, that emotional intimacy is just going straight down.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, I feel like that's where communication comes in also, because I think some of the biggest problem that comes in from a standpoint like that is that if you feel yourself getting emotionally detached, then that's the time for you to explain it and tell it. Because like, one thing I tell women all the time, a lot of guys don't pay attention to their emotion. They just feel like that's just how you act. So they're used to that. You've been together 10, 20 years, or that's just how she act, okay? But if you being emotionally detached, and then I'm trying to rub on you and you like, no, I don't feel like being bothered. First thing I'm thinking is, okay, either you neglecting me or you getting it from somewhere else. So if you feel like that basically, okay, I feel like emotionally detached because you used to bring me flowers on Fridays and we used to go out or whatever, but now that I'm your girl and we've been in this, now you just basically just come home and you know what I'm saying, you better give me a hug, you better give me a kiss.
Right.
I'm saying all that stuff needs to be explained to guys because guys just feel like, okay, well, that's just like she act, we've been together this long, used to it. When you basically crying out, like, look, no, okay, I'm hungry inside, I need you to feed me, but you're not doing that.
I think a lot of that goes to knowing your mate, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people just be in relationships and even marriages, just to be in relationships and be in marriages. They didn't take the time to get their mate, nor did they take the time to learn their mate throughout the 1 to 5 years that they was together before they end up getting a divorce.
Right.
And that leads to, resentment sometimes. It leads to them being angry sometimes. And then the crazy part is, like, when all those feelings are gone and they come back and have a conversation, it's revealed to them what should have been done the whole time. You know what I'm saying? When they could have just had a conversation in the beginning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree. Communication definitely plays a big role.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, if you decide to give somebody a ring, walk down the aisle and say, "To death do us part," like there's nothing that you can't talk about with each other. From my perspective. I mean, I've never been married. You know what I'm saying? But to me, like, there's nothing that we can't talk about. Right. You know what I'm saying?
We should be best friends first. We should be able to discuss.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and nothing should be taken personal.
Right.
But then I think also, for me, I'm a child of trauma, molested by my stepfather when I was young. So I don't put a large gloss around sex because that was tarnished for me years ago.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So what I look for is what I lost then. Do I carry it? No, I don't. But it just puts a different definition on what that what sex actually means. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I put a large on my friendship with my husband. My friendship with, like, if we can laugh and joke as friends, that's the best relationship. Oh yeah, and we're married. That's my best friend. Oh, and we're married.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're on set, we laugh and we joke, we fight, me and him, but it's like, yeah, that's my boy. And we're married. That's the cool part. You know what I'm saying? So that's, and I see past all the other stuff. But if someone says, well, when we dated, I said, well, how important is sex, you know, to you? Because I need to know that for you. Like, are you a sexual being? Like, what do you like? What is satisfaction? And I had to know all of those things. So even if I don't feel like it, I have a role as his wife. You know what I'm saying? To make sure his needs are met, whether honestly I feel like it or not. That is my role. However, he does not treat me out with an obligation, you know what I'm saying, to do it. But as his wife, I want my friend happy. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say I never enjoy, you know, whatever. It's just the fact that I want to make sure I'm a whole woman for my husband. That is what I signed up for the moment that we got married.
So you know what? I commend you on that, because one of the things I noticed just dealing with women and talking to women, basically a lot of women have been through that. You know what I'm saying? The trauma like that. I feel like as men, like, we need to know that, okay? And
I agree.
It's not saying that we're gonna judge you as a woman, but I need to know if you experience that. I don't want to come to you all aggressive and it's triggering stuff in your mind. And then when I basically when we get to that point and we're intimate, like, you ain't enjoying it because you thinking about what happened to you back in the day, and I'm thinking I don't did something special and I don't did something crazy. So I really feel like, that's why I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you had a bad experience like that, when you doing a dating phase, you know, when you asking all these questions about, you know, about finances, all this stuff, then one of the questions to be, okay, have you ever experienced something that's basically gonna, you know, trigger something, so I know, you know, not to do that, or either basically not even, you know, set that off, because a lot of women, some talk about it, but some, if you do something that triggers, they just shut down. And you want to, like, okay, like, did I do something wrong? I'm saying, no, it ain't you, it's me. Okay, you want to talk about no? Okay, well, then how am I supposed to know the next time I did that?
But
Communication is key.
That's not a question that most women are going to be able to tell you in the beginning of your relationship.
Exactly.
You got to make her feel comfortable enough to have that conversation with you. And a lot of times when you first start a relationship, depending on how you come to that female, she's not going to have that conversation with you. You know what I mean? If you're coming there and you're like trying to get to the good stuff on the first date, when you expect to have that conversation?
That's true.
So that's a good point.
It's a big trust issue, man, and it's crazy the number of females that have experienced that, and then you find out like in like later years, like you know, it's crazy. I meet women all the time and they've gone through that.
It's common.
It's very common.
It's common. And it's common on both sides too. It's male and
men,
female.
it is trauma. Men have also,
sides,
and I think that's just where communication comes in, and creating safe space for men to be able to say those things as well as women. But I think those are those pillow talk conversations that you can really have. Hey, I don't like when you touch me like this. Why? Because when you flinched, why? And stuff like that. So I think those are important. And I always talk to my daughters about it. If you ever feel this way in a relationship and something triggers, I need for you to let that be known, because a lot of times, men don't know, you know, what goes on. We don't know when men have been abused or mistreated by women, and we come in trying to love this man and he's cut off and he's this, and we're like, well, what are we doing wrong? So we're trying to be more of this. Oh, maybe I'm not this, and we start to doubt ourselves because we feel like we're not enough for this man. However, he's living these moments from his past, and it just affects our relationship. So we have to create other things, you know, or the relationship just suffers for whatever reason. And then when it's not talked about, it grows into years of marriage where you're detached. You're over here, and then you go, you know.
As men, we have to pay attention too. Like, we have to, like, notice those things. Like, oh, she flinched. Like, oh, she was crying. Like, oh, okay, let's talk about that. You know, we have to catalog those things and then revisit it, you know, when they feel comfortable, and we, you know, create that safe space for them. So it's not just, you know, getting to the goods. It's, you know, paying attention to your partner.
Exactly.
And then making sure that they come. Right.
She's gonna test you.
She might try you with something small.
And see how you respond. And if you respond wrong, then she's gonna be like, well, if he reacted that way, I'm sure not gonna tell
That's
him
right.
this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's gonna take even longer for her to say something to you.
So,
Yeah.
so another question. So, we said earlier, like, men are visual creatures, right? Is there ever time from a woman's perspective, do you feel as if you're insecure about your body? Like right now we have social media, we got all this stuff on, you see all this perfection on the internet, right? Purchase, right? Build-A-Bear, whatever you want to call it. That's what I call it. Build-A-Bear, right? Build-A-Bear, right? And so you see this, and then all of a sudden now, and again, your husband is a man, so he's a visual creature, right? And he's seeing that kind of stuff. Does that affect you all in that way, to where you maybe want to pull back because of that, because of your insecurity?
It depends on him.
Right.
So if I'm with a man and every time I go somewhere he's looking at some girl's butt or some girl's boobs and I don't have that, then I'll feel some kind of way. But if I go a place and he's always telling me I'm beautiful no matter what the other women look like, it doesn't affect me.
And that's where it is.
So he sets that standard.
Absolutely. The tone is.
And I think it's a respect level. I think it's a respect level for the man too. Even if you had the boobs, or the woman had the boobs and the butt and everything, and the man still looks, I think that's disrespectful, right?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. He sets the tone for it. I mean, if you make me feel beautiful, I don't care if Beyonce walked through the door.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you making me feel like I'm the one, I could care less. But if everywhere we go, everybody you like gawking over them and they all this, then I'll be like,
disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to work out 24 hours a day, try to get in shape or whatever, because I feel like you don't see me.
So I think some men are going to just like natural reaction. But it doesn't mean that, hey, I don't like what my wife has, or I don't like the way she looks, or she's more attractive. I don't think it's a comparison or a judgment thing. You know what I'm saying? Some men just are, like we're men, we're naturally physical, right? So if we see a girl walk by, we might be like, oh, okay. But that don't mean, babe, she crushing you. Babe, she better than you. No.
That's why
I just seen her walk by. Whatever.
I don't have a problem with my man looking at any woman. But it's
As long as he's not gone.
It's a way you do it.
It's a way you do it.
It's a way you do it.
Because y'all look
Because we're gonna look. And the woman's gonna look. Yeah, everybody's gonna look. Yeah.
He's attractive or whatever, but I'm not gonna make you feel. Because you still my man. You know
But I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't like that. Ooh.
That's what I mean by that.
Because I know how y'all wouldn't like it, boy. Ooh, that'll make me hot.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, he's the finest thing in
Right.
here.
Yeah.
You sitting there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
But he's still, if he's a nice looking man, he's a nice looking man. I can't take that away
Well,
from
then they go
him.
both ways.
Yeah, so what you got to say? I know you was itching.
That go
Let's
both
go.
ways, because, I mean, I understand him. Like I say, it's the way you do it.
Right.
Okay. Right. But me personally, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, when I step out with you, don't nobody look better than me.
Of course not, because you're my man.
That's self-confidence. But you should have the same. Okay, I can tell you beautiful all day. I can tell you the finest thing in the world all day. But then as soon as you get into a room with somebody that's better than you and you go to feeling all insecure within yourself, that's on you.
Well,
That nothing to do with me.
but she was saying if you start gawking at them,
Right.
if you in there, you've been telling her that all day, and then you
because,
just
listen, you and I had this conversation at your house, okay? It don't even take that. Sometimes it don't take that. Sometimes it's the fact of the matter of how secure you are within yourself. Okay, you can make a comment like, you know what? Oh my God, she look nice. What? You don't see me sitting here? I'm like, I just said she look nice. I'm saying, you see she look. Yeah, but just because she look nice, what I'm saying, but what? No, what?
So the first thing is, when you with your woman, you never verbalize it.
Right. You don't verbalize.
You keep everything up here because.
But listen, she knows.
Deniability is everything.
My thing with
I'm
that.
looking at her.
She knows you looking. Okay, with me personally, I feel like if I say, no, babe, she look nice. That's not me telling you, well, she look better than you. Okay, if she look nice, she might have on something that's nice, and you out on the scene, you just trying to see if I'm looking. But we both looking. What you mad for?
yeah. I don't know, but like me being married, my wife, like she'll make the comment, then I'll say something. Like she be like, man, you see that? And I'm like, see, yeah. You know what I mean?
They're trying to trap you. They're trying to trap you. They're like,
she done asked me the question now. She asked me the question, and my head is in that direction. So if I don't, then I'm just lying.
Deny.
or you can say she alright. She alright.
I just said yeah, just kind of like and brush it off. You know what I mean?
But here's my thing: why lie about it? Okay, if you and I supposed to be best friends, Okay, if you see a dude, first of all, women sneaky with it. Okay, I'm looking at the camera and say that. Women sneaky with it.
Yeah, man.
Okay, you ain't gonna come in, but you can be like, yeah, baby, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I saw the same thing you saw. I just want to see your reaction to it. You might not verbalize it, but that look, all that. Come on, man, really? Come on now.
So the table
Come on now.
I don't think no guy look good to me. Like from a guy's perspective, I don't like. It don't matter who walk in the room. I never looked at the dudes. I think women look at the other women more than we look at other dudes.
Yeah, no, I don't look at dudes.
You know what I'm saying? They don't even, we keep like women, if it's a bunch of people in the room, the women looking at the other women. I'm not looking at you.
Okay, listen, so you want me listen, because that don't mean that you like men, that don't mean that you gay or nothing. Listen, if you walk in the room with a nice suit, I'm like, oh, cool, sharp.
I can't leave my boy on the island. I can't leave him on the island like this. So as men naturally size up other men. Like come on, man. Like men size up each other.
I don't know. Bro, I don't. So you trying to tell me you ain't see no dude walk in like, oh,
when I walk in the room,
really cool.
When I walk in the room, I'm not worried about what other dudes in the room.
He an alpha, bro.
You're not worried
No,
about
I ain't no alpha, but I'm just saying. Now I'm gonna speak. What's up, bro? But I'm not looking at it. Oh, but no, I'm not doing that. But that's just
you want me to believe.
You ain't never said. You ain't never said.
No, he done came in the room and he's like, oh man, them some sharp shoes.
The same thing.
Now I do that with you. Like I'm gonna ask you about the glasses later on when we get off the show.
So you ain't never been in the gym like, man, dude, you Diesel, man. Like, what's your workout? What's your workout plan?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but see, we okay. So we talking about working, but I'm not in my mind like
I got you, dog.
That's a sexy dude or something like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that kind of stuff like, oh, I'm worried about.
I'm not gonna say sexy.
Or I'm worried about him taking my girl or something like that or whatever. Like I don't really.
None of us would do that. Yeah, dude, you cute. Ain't nobody gonna do that.
But I'm
saying, I'm looking
but I can say, bro, you sure.
Okay, problem is for me. Like if I'm somewhere, I'm saying, and I'm chilling or whatever, and a dude walk by, he got in the cologne that smell good. I'm like, hey, bro, I like the way that smell. Where you get that from? What's the name of it? Yeah. I mean, that's not saying that I'm all on him. Like, no, bro, it's I like the scent. So my thing is like, hey, it's a company, bro. I like the scent. Where you get it from, bro?
So Orlando,
I want to get that.
That's a good point, man.
What's the best point?
Hold on, Rico. I want to go back to you talking about, you verbalizing, you with your female, and you see a nice looking female come, and you're like, you'll verbalize it. Man, she looks good. You'll do that, right? Not like
that. It's the way you do it.
Well, that's how you said it.
Well, no, I know what I'm saying is if you say it like that.
Yeah.
The thing.
So how would you say? How would you say?
Okay, if I see somebody that looks nice, I'm like, hey, but you know what? Like you see the dress she got on, she look nice. Okay. Basically, give her a compliment.
What?
The thing about it is, most 9 times out of 10.
That dress.
But listen,
It's a nice dress she got on. It's not a cute dress. You didn't have to go with.
You should have
she
said.
Looks good. Just compliment the dress.
That's a nice dress. Would you wear something like that?
Right.
Or. Babe, I think you look fine. That dress right
there. You go.
Listen,
there you go.
Well, that's how y'all do it.
Yeah, man.
That's how y'all.
So the reason I brought it back up was I want to switch it up. So like, if you're with your girl and your girl does the same thing and says, that's a nice looking man right there.
I'm not mad, bro. You know why? Because 9 times out of 10, guess what? He might be nice looking. One thing I'm gonna say this right here, bro. No matter how secure you are yourself, the visual picture gonna tell it all, bro. I'm saying that's like, okay, I did a movie with Kristen Keys. Okay, I think I'm the best looking thing in the room. I ain't gonna sit here and be no fool and say Kristen Keys don't look better than me. But at the same time, that's Kristen Keys. That's him. But at the same time, I'm not gonna. If somebody say, you know what, oh, Kristen look fine. Why brother said, well, he ain't finer than me. That's your opinion. So my thing is, hey, that man look nice. You see that? Okay, that's your preference. But that's not gonna change who I am and my security within myself. Because guess what? Yeah, this nigga look good. Excuse my language. He look good, but guess what? So do I. I ain't finna go home and say, well, you know what? She think he look good, and I gotta go to the gym. I gotta change it. No, what you see is what you get. If you don't like this, then tough.
Right.
Simple.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna go to something. This is a little bit more serious, I guess. This is from a medical standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. So I know women, growing up, you spend all this time trying not to get pregnant, right? Birth control pills, stuff like that to stop you from, having kids, right? Mm-hmm. And so the stuff that we put in our body affects it. You know, maybe short term, long term, right? And doctors say that, you know, basically subduing your natural things causes hormonal issues, right? So you find out that now you're trying to suppress that stuff, and you've been doing it for a long, long time. You're potentially suppressing your natural urges and desires, right? Because around your time of the month, right, that's when you're ready, right? Your body becomes ready for action. Extra friendly, right? And so by suppressing that for all these years, do you think that could potentially cause issues, right? To where, you know, if your hormones are out of balance, then you're not gonna be right.
Yeah, I'm glad you touched on that. And before they answer, I was going to ask that same question. Like, you hear about women being at their peak, or this age when you're at the peak, or So, to alluding to his point, like, is there a time where your peak is higher?
Yeah, after menopause. Actually, women peak is higher than y'all's. We last longer than you do. So your stuff stopped working before ours do. So technically, you're gonna stop wanting it before we'll stop wanting it. That's why you see younger men running behind older women.
That's why we have these cougars out here.
You know that? They got a cougar.
I know.
But for a man, I mean, outside of the medicines and stuff like that, by working out in the gym and stuff and keeping testosterone levels elevated, we can still do that, as well as continue to have kids when y'all can't, right? So that's like Robert De Niro. He's 79 years old.
Shouts out to Robert De Niro, baby.
He got a baby. 79. Sex.
Yeah. Robert De Niro, 79. He just had a baby.
Right.
So we can do it.
You can do it, but a lot of y'all stuff stopped working quicker than our stuff stopped.
We know where you're going with it. We know.
So I'm saying, okay. I mean, yes, we can always pick one person and say, well, what about so and so? But I'm saying across the board for the most.
Yeah.
I don't think all of us fit.
I didn't say
Some of us.
And that's why they created the medications that they have out there now. If you look, they have more medication for who?
For men,
Okay.
But hold on. Okay, in men defense, okay.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Yeah, they may have. Listen, they may have medication like that, but it's also a mental thing too, because you can take as many pills as you want. If your mindset ain't focused on that, that thing ain't rising for no occasion.
A blue diamond,
the flag.
Blue
No
diamond.
salutes.
That blue diamond is like, that's proven, that's written. It's gonna, even if you don't want it to, it's gonna be there.
Nah.
No, yes.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I know people that basically have done it, and I was like, but it didn't, like, nah, bro, because my mind went right. Like, sex is mind over matter. You do know that.
I think sex, mind
Yeah,
has
it
a lot to
is.
do with it. Yeah.
Okay? Because if you stressed all out and she rubbing on you, your mindset ain't on that, man. You know that. And women go through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like communication is so important. If you had a bad day at work and I'm all ready for you to get home because I'm saying the outfit I see you put on this morning, so I've been thinking about it all day. And then as soon as you get home, I'm like, well, I'm saying I just ready to take this thing off, man. And you had a long day. Now my mind ain't even on your day. My mind on what I was talking about. But it's on you for you to basically, baby, listen, I understand that, you want this, but right now my mind ain't on that. Okay, me personally, give it to me with your mind on it. I don't want nothing to slap you like that where you got to basically just there. Okay, I'm we keep it well on bro code.
Lay there.
Okay, we keep it well on bro code.
Yeah.
Don't give me no half.
Give me no half.
None of that. Okay, if your mind ain't right, listen, I'll be good for another day or so, 2 days, 3 days, whatever how many days it takes to get your mind right. I want your mind focused. Okay.
But
So what do you do after that, though?
After
She
what?
tells you her mind is not there. Do you just be like, all right, I'm going here, watch this game, or do you bring her? Do you stay there in that
you
moment?
stay there and you stay there and you
Because
say,
it
okay,
is very,
baby,
very
what is-
easy for a woman to
what is
come
it?
out of that.
What is it that's bothering you? Tell me about your day.
That's what I want to know. Like, that's where it is.
We ain't gonna run.
But some men do. Some men
You rub
do.
your feet why you telling me what I'm saying.
Some
to
men
release some of
do.
your stress.
Like some men,
might
some
be able
men
to still get something.
Yes, some
Exactly.
men do.
That's my point.
You gotta
That's why I was asking,
Right.
what do you do after that? Because some men go, all right, well, you don't feel like it. All right, well, I'm just going. And then it becomes this silent treatment because you mad because you wanted it and she going through it and she looking at you like, oh, so that's all you wanted.
That's all you
before
want,
that?
exactly.
And so it's like, what do you do after that? What is, you know, because it's easy for me to come out this mood if I know you being this guy and it's just like, oh, he's so, you know what I'm saying? It's very easy. But when a man shut down because they don't get that snack, you know what I'm saying? Like kids, they throw this tantrum and then they're gone, and it's like the woman is like, okay, so my day means absolutely nothing. And now it becomes all about him. Oh, because you weren't pleased, you weren't satisfied, you didn't get what you want. Nothing that I went through today matters. You know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't take long. So it's just being consistent in communication is like the key to bring. That's a door opener.
And not just that, you have to. Me personally, I feel like you have to feed not only women emotions, but you have to feed their mind. If you had a long day, you stressed out, the first thing I'm about to do is come here, baby, let me hold you, let me talk to you, come on, let me hold you. Because guess what? When your mind right, the first thing that comes to your mind, okay, the day I wasn't feeling good, he was hugging me, so now let me show him what he missed out on, give me that hug, let me show how much I appreciated that.
Right.
So all that stuff plays a role.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To me, I don't know. Maybe I pay attention more, like the small stuff, like the hugs. As soon as they come through the door, the forehead kiss. How was your day? If you know they like wine, pour them a glass of wine. If you get home before them, you know they like wine, pour them a glass of wine. As soon as she walk through the door, boom, baby. Give her glass of wine, take her briefcase.
And that's when the clothes fall off. And that's when they fall off.
You heard.
And that's when they fall off. And I'm gonna be real, and that's when they
You gotta know your woman. You gotta know your woman.
I'm gonna look in the camera.
Hey, cool. Did
You
you
my lady? Oh, it's on, baby.
And that's when the clothes fall.
Did you hear how you just changed your voice when you was explaining that? he was getting real smooth.
I thought the lights was about to
Maybe
dim. I thought the lights was about to
Maybe it
dim.
look like Rush to me. I don't know. I don't know. You auditioning.
But me, I'm
You auditioning right now.
I got your bubble bath already and they're ready for you.
Oh, you
Let's
acting
go.
up.
yeah.
You acting up. You acting up. You
And then I'm gonna have a refresher glass.
Right.
Sitting on the tub.
Right.
Hey,
When you get out, no, baby, you gotta order. Let me get them feet. I'm sorry, you got all that.
So if men had that mindset, that topic would never even be an issue.
It's right now.
You done worked yourself right to it.
There wouldn't be an issue.
so fellas, long story short, we got to do better.
That was it.
we gotta do better. That's
That's
right.
Pay
it.
attention, man.
Not y'all. That's the real code. That's the real. That's it right there.
Yeah, okay, that's been soft.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, we got the cheat code, man.
That's it. That's it. That was.
What we got, Rico?
All right, we got our the next thing is our Ask Bro code. So we got a couple of random, anonymous. Most of them would be anonymous questions that we get from our
Well, let's do it.
from our people.
Go ahead, go pick one.
Let ladies.
No, I'm just mixing them up. Oh yeah, you can read it. Just mixing them up.
Let me read it. This is what they asked you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what they asking us. Like, y'all gonna answer too.
Yeah.
Can I say the name?
Yes.
So this is Miss Lulu.
Okay.
Miss Lulu, thank you.
What's a date a woman can take you on that you'd actually enjoy?
Ooh, that's a great one.
Okay, Miss Lulu.
I got mine.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm ready. Oh yeah. So I think one of you all actually sent this in our group chat or whatever. So it's a new spa place. It's like a
Yeah.
what's it called? Spa? What is
it's
it?
downtown.
It's in Johns
So
Creek. It's-
supposedly, yeah. So I definitely want to take me.
definitely go there
Where she
too.
at?
Yeah.
Take me on a date there, Stacey. So it looks like
Stacey, yeah.
So it's like a fee to get in, and they have all these different sauna rooms, right?
Yeah.
Oh, JG.
It's like Jeju, but it's better than
It's
better than
Other
Jeju.
place. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but yeah, other place.
Yeah, and then you could pick your different type of massages that you want and stuff like that. And they have you can eat and drink the nice water and all that kind of stuff. That's what I like. Play the soft music. Only thing about it is that from a massage standpoint, I know I have had we've done it before, like couples massage. As a man, I don't like a man massaging me.
No,
And so I've actually had to use
never
never
happened.
Yeah, you can pick who it is.
Yeah. What about y'all?
Cool said no happened.
Never happened.
So me, I'm a geek. Like I like to go to museums. Like nobody knows that about me, but I like to go to the museum. I also like to go to wineries.
You don't have to seduce me or nothing. You real seductive.
camera.
Like you real seductive now, man. When we're talking, man.
Wineries, museums, you know, stuff like
The
that.
eye contact was crazy.
Yeah, what?
I mean, he was looking at me still.
I started sweating. Now. I don't know why he looking at me like that, man. I don't want to go to the I don't want to go to the museum. No museums. No.
Oh man.
Water. Oh, you gonna do it now? Oh, we didn't.
They gonna finish. You just grab.
So mine is something simple. I'm a competitive person. So anything that's like, if we can do something competitive and you good at it, like bowling or something like that, like I like to compete. You know what I'm saying? So nothing turns me on more than a woman who basically, if we bowling and you sticking with me toe to toe, you got me, the flesh is just crawling. I'm just loving, I'm all in love with you. I mean, Google eyes and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like we saying, it gets to the point where, you know, put a bet in on the next game and stuff like, oh man, what? Yes.
What you got, AC?
For me, I would say anything outdoorsy. A nice hike, you know, a good trail that's not that challenging, where you won't be exhausted when you're, you know what I'm saying, when you're done, or when you midway through, you're struggling to get the rest of the way. But a nice hike, and then finish off with like a brewery or winery. Just good conversation.
Yeah, you can talk during a slow walk. Yeah, I got you. That's nice.
What about you? Can you tell me? Y'all ain't left out.
I would dancing. I think like.
You'll be cutting the rug?
No.
Oh, so this is a date you would like?
No, I would love to go dancing, like dinner and dancing, just music. I think the closeness of it, just I don't know, it's just the sensualness of just dancing.
Did you know?
Phil.
Did you know there's a ballroom
you got
dance
the
class
cheat
by your
code,
house?
baby.
Really?
It is. I took the class.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from Detroit, so ballroom is what we do anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I love music. So anything that's music, I'm already an artsy person. We spend too much time in creative.
Right.
It's just sometimes you just want to let loose and be sexy and just sing to each other and dance and just the
nice
whole
sparkly gown.
Yeah, it's just that whole thing. Yeah.
What about you,
Actually,
Mr.
I like a picnic.
Picnic.
Okay, I can see that.
Yep.
A lot of women low key love picnics.
Yeah.
I hate nature, so no. I don't
You don't like the bugs?
I like grass.
They got the things you can do. The ones that have like a
In the bubble. Put me in the bubble.
They got the bubble. The bubble.
Yeah, they do.
I saw that. I enjoy that
That's
very
actually kinda
much.
tight, too.
Yeah, actually.
That way you can
yeah.
actually talk. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you go to a restaurant, it's too noisy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to actually sit.
So before you read that, Thelma, what are some places or date you would take your man on?
Wow, that's a great question. Phil is probably the combination of every single one of you.
Okay.
He loves museums. He is a straight geek. Anything, he got so excited over a mob museum in Florida, like that was the highlight. He loves massages and having his feet done, so he's definitely that person.
Yeah.
He's definitely competitive. We were playing Wii the other night, and he's like, "Oh, you can't beat my score." Like that is big on him. I whoop him in pool. He cries for a month. It's that crazy. And then outside, he loves to go to a park. He loves we'll go to Piedmont Park for no reason. I hate to walk, but he loves it. So he's the combination, I think.
Yep.
But for him, he's easy to please.
There
He
it is.
loves music and movies and this. So it's just like, as long as I can incorporate everything he wants in one day, I can just put a nipple in his mouth and he'll go straight to sleep like a good baby.
Yeah, man, we
You're right.
simple.
You know what I'm saying? I have
We should be, right?
in this whole thing, and I can mean nipple in many ways, but you get it. But it's just, that's what it takes. And I think he's just one of those men, like when you provide that throughout all of your years, you can do anything.
Yeah.
As long as you're having fun and it's cool.
I think I would take him to a nail shop for the same reason, because I'm a talker. I like to talk. That way I can get to know you, find out what you like. And I'm the type that I want you to tell me what you want. I don't want to try to figure it out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's easier. Just tell me what you want, and I can please you. I don't want to try and figure it out. I'm simple, and that's the same with me. Don't treat me like the last woman. Get to know me.
Absolutely.
Date me.
There it is.
Don't date with the rest of life,
That's
because
important.
I'm different.
It's important.
All right.
All right, what's
your
that next question?
Next question is from Michael out of Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Appreciate it, Michael out of Stone
Mike.
Mountain, Georgia.
At what age should a woman stop looking on another woman's social media page for drama of being petty?
Social media.
Oh, what happened,
Repeat that
Michael?
What happened to Michael?
No, read that one more time. Make sure I heard it right.
Michael.
At what age should a woman stop looking on another woman's social media page for drama of being petty?
Any age. Like, don't do it.
That should have been at age like 21.
Yeah, no, don't do
About
that.
15.
But sadly,
Yes, sadly.
there's pettiness in the 40s.
Right, in the 40s, and they do them like,
I witnessed that
What?
firsthand this past week.
It's pettiness in the 40s.
I witnessed it too cool. I was like, but you got nothing else better to do than be on somebody's Facebook page looking for drama.
If they don't want you,
it's
they don't
what
want
you
you,
looking
man.
for.
Let it go.
You ain't trying to be nobody's friend. You ain't trying to like compliment their pictures. You just looking for something just to have petty. Like it's petty. Like it was like you 20, like, you 40, what 40 something. I'm like, you still doing that? That's high schoolish. And you still doing that? For what reason?
Somebody made it okay to do so.
But it's not okay to do so. What I'm saying is like, that means you don't trust the person. Simple. If you're going looking for stuff, or that means, me personally, that means you insecure or the woman or the man who paid you on. Simple.
So Michael, cut him off. Cut him off, Michael.
I think it's all. I'm so tickled. I'm sorry.
Look what you did, Michael. Look what you did.
Cool say he just went through it. I feel you, cool.
No, it wasn't me. No, I don't have all that going on. It's probably always gonna be some level of petty. Like it just, we human. Like it just happens. But yeah,
I think that goes back to like when you were talking about how women can compliment. Some women, I think, are now able to can compliment a woman and say, "Hey, you're beautiful," and the women like okay, and not see anything different or be offensive and stuff like that. And there's some women who can't, handle what the next woman has or what makes her so good that she's getting this attention. So they try to be petty and it's loneliness. It's just immaturity. There's just a lot of reasons.
unhappiness with yourself.
Unhappiness with yourself. Self-created toxicity.
So as a woman, what kind of advice would you give a woman like that?
A woman like what? That
Like-
looks for stuff like that?
Insecure like that.
I don't think there's really advice you can give someone that they'll actually listen.
Right.
I think they just have to grow.
Yeah.
And that's
60,
really, that's
50?
pretty, but you know what, that's also, you have to have positive circles around you of people who pour into you in different ways. You don't need girls gaslighting you, like, girl, you look good, and then not really, sometimes you need truth. And truth, a lot of women don't want to hear it, but a lot of women need it. And sometimes that just helps women become different when you have these people who are honest with you, who can really, really tell you, okay, girl, let him go. Obviously, and then once you get that circle, you won't need to create, these fake things and these fake areas and these build up moments that you have of tearing someone down to make yourself look higher. When you have that in yourself. You can give them all kind of, oh Lord, just love yourself and you're the one and you're great. No, I'm gonna tell you the truth, girl, you crazy. Cut it out. Like, that was 20 years ago. You still doing that? And then when you have that honesty within that circle, all of that stuff will go
And
away.
I've lost friends behind it. Well, I won't even call them friends. I've lost people behind that because they say they want the truth.
They don't really
Give
want
it
it.
to them.
They don't
exactly.
want to hear the truth.
That's why I say that it's not. You can't give it to everybody.
They're not ready.
And I would staple a lot. Hey, if you walk away from me after I tell you this, there wasn't a friendship
There you
there.
go. That's why I said
Exactly.
it wasn't
It wasn't solid. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, I want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, and
Appreciate
hopefully
you.
we can have y'all back.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna have to wrap this one up. All right, this is another episode of Bro Code. All right, peace.